That time of year again, folks. Midterms week. Let's go.
The exam will be in person. You will be doing a mix of independent work and some collaborative activities. This is really your chance to show what you've learned so far, not just to memorize, but to apply. You are required to create a study guide using the instructions I gave you. You can use it during the exam, but it must be your own. No sharing is allowed. The goal is for you to actually engage with the material while making it.
This week's reading is revision. You're going to be looking at Chapter 4 from English 101, Journey into Open. And you're going to be going over the revising and editing process. There are 3 steps to this process. By now, you should have submitted the first draft of your essay to our Writing Center tutors. So this reading is going to help you understand what it is that our tutors are going to be looking for. And it's also going to give you a clear understanding of what you should be looking for in this process. So first, focus on the big picture or issues at the essay level that might need to be addressed. Ask yourself these questions. Do you have a clear thesis statement? Check. Is your essay well organized? Is each paragraph a building block in your essay? Does each explain or support your thesis? Does it need a different shape? Meaning, do parts need to be moved? Do you fully explain and illustrate the main ideas of your paper? Does your introduction grab the reader's interest? Does your conclusion leave the reader understanding your point of view? Are you saying in your essay what you want to say? The second stage to revision requires that you look at your content closely at the paragraph level. You're going to examine each paragraph on its own to see where you might need to revise. Ask yourself the following questions. Does each paragraph contain solid, specific information, vivid description, or examples that illustrate the point you're making in the paragraph? Are there facts, quotations, examples, or descriptions to add that can more clearly illustrate or provide evidence for the points you're making? Are there sentences, words, descriptions, or information that you can delete because they don't add to the points you're making or may confuse the reader? Are the paragraphs in the right order? Are your paragraphs overly long? Does each paragraph explore one main idea? Stage 3 of revision. Now you want to get up close. Once you have completed your revision and feel confident in your content, it's time to begin the editing stage of the revision and editing process. Ask yourself the following questions. Are there any grammar errors? Have you been consistent in your use of tense? Do your pronouns agree? Have you accurately and effectively used punctuation? Do you rely on strong verbs and nouns to maintain good balance with adjectives and adverbs, using them to enhance descriptions but ensuring clear sentences? Are your words as accurate as possible? Do you define any technical or unusual terms you use? Remember your audience. Are there extra words or cliches in your writing? All right, let's switch gears and talk about the essay instructions. I just want to reiterate what it is that you are supposed to be doing since the final draft is due at the end of the week. So the purpose of a problem statement is to explain why a particular problem is significant. There are, of course, hundreds of problems in the world today. For the purposes of this assignment, the problem you identify and write about should be a real one. In other words, certain groups of people or specific organizations have to be significantly impacted, often negatively, by real-life issues. For this assignment, you'll need to clarify a specific problem by defining it, identifying the stakeholders, and justifying its significance. In other words, the problem statement serves as an important tool to recognize the multifaceted nature of a problem. So this assignment is a culmination of the work you've been doing in the last 3 weeks around 3 specific learning objectives: identifying a problem, locating credible research, and integrating the information from sources to provide background information. The problem statement requires tight focus and clear, credible writing. In composing this assignment, remember to incorporate sources that answer the journalist's questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why. This is the rubric for the expository essay. I'm going to go over the criteria in the far left column because this is how you're going to get that A. All right, so here we go. First, you want to make sure that your essay contains a strong claim along with at least 3 clear subtopics. All the subtopics should clearly support the claim and should be researchable. Word choice should be formal and appropriate, along with the thesis statement being crafted into a sophisticated sentence. Next, you want a balanced presentation of relevant and legitimate information that clearly supports a central purpose or argument and shows a thoughtful, in-depth analysis of a significant topic. Your reader should gain important insights. Next, your submission should reveal a clear, sound, organizational plan in its execution of thesis and focus. The introduction should be inviting, states the main topic, and provides an overview of the paper. Your information should be relevant and presented in logical order, and your conclusion should be strong. For grammar and mechanics, all your sentences should be well structured and have varied structure and length. You should have no errors in grammar, mechanics, or spelling. And finally, documentation. Make sure that your paper uses proper MLA format. That's your heading, margins, font spacing, page numbers, and your works cited page. All your sources should be properly cited in both the body of the paper and on the works cited page. So after you complete your essay, you're going to write a 150 to 200 word abstract that briefly summarizes your research and findings. Your abstract should adhere to MLA style. That means just like with your essay, you have your heading, header, margins, etc. Your abstract needs to identify your topic and research question, state your thesis or central idea, summarize your key findings or insights, but don't use any direct quotes in your abstract. This should all be in your own words. And then end with a sentence about why this issue matters or what the reader should take away. You're going to post your abstract to the discussion board for this assignment. Then respond to at least one classmate by offering constructive feedback on clarity, focus, and engagement. Your response should be at least 100 words. Here is a graphic organizer that you can use for this essay and in the future. Pause this video right here and get a screenshot. And this concludes our midterm week lecture. I hope that you guys are prepared and you're feeling confident. And if not, remember to use your resources, myself included. I'm here to help you. All right, best of luck on all your midterms.